Alright guys, what looked to be a bit of a wordy problem is really, honestly goodness, just only asking you what is the square root of 18 rounded to the nearest hundred. This is what we spent a couple of days on, trying to estimate the square root of 18. Again, I'm going to keep on saying this till we get it. Use your number lines. So think about what two numbers the square root of 18 would fall between. So you've got that, you know that 4 times 4 is the square root of 16. And your 5 times 5 is the square root of, 25. I'm thinking about the number 18. Alright, so we got the square root of 25 over here. 18 obviously falls a whole lot closer to the 16. If you want to start at 4.5, you can, if you want to get that halfway mark. But because I'm seeing 18 is so close to the 16, I'm going to go ahead and start with something closer to the 4 instead of going straight to the 4.5. So we're going to say 4.2 times 4.2, and when we work out that math, we're going to get 17.64. If you want to figure up, is 4.32 big, and where am I going to land there? Then you're going to say 4.3 times 4.3 to get 18.49. Now our square roots, again, these are perfect squares. And I think I know that I had a couple of folks get confused there because they were wanting to write these answers that are under the house for their answer here for the feet. And that's not what they're wanting. They're wanting what numbers are you doubling here to try to get to the nearest 1/100th of a foot. So we got to be careful there. So now we know it's 4.2. And we really honestly know it's closer to the 4.2 than the 4.3 because this is 18.5. This is almost 18.5, which we don't need. We need it closer to the 17. So if we want to go 4.25 to see how close that's going to get us, so we go 4.25 because that's about halfway times 4.25. That's going to give us 18.06, which is mildly close, which means all we got to do is go down 1 to 4.24 to see how close we're going to get, or if it's going to be too small. And when we do that, we get 18.2. I took this as an answer option here because that's pretty darn close. 18.02. So I ended up taking 4.24 or 4.23 because both of those answers were exceptionally close to what you needed to get. And that's pretty much what you got going on. Here, they've given you the square root of 10 and the square root of 30, and they're wanting to know if the square root of 30 is 3 times larger than the square root of 10. I had some folks saying yes because 10 times 3 equals 30. That is a correct statement. 10 times 3 is 30. But what's incorrect is that this is not a 10. This is the square root of 10. So here we are again, looking at a number line and figuring, well, the square root of 10 is really close to what? 3 times 3, which is the square root of 9. And then your square root of 30 is really close to what? You got your 4, which is the square root of 16. You got your 5, which is the square root of 25. And then you got your 6, which is the square root of 36. So we're looking at a number here that falls between 3 and 4. And then we're looking at a number here that falls between 5 and 6. Let's just pretend for a second it was a perfect 3. And figured out what is 3 times larger than 3. Well, 9. 9 is a number that is 3 times larger than 3. This number here is not 3 times larger. It's barely 2 times larger than the number that we've just set forth. So y'all were treating the numbers as if they were whole numbers, and those are not whole numbers. Those are square roots of some whole number. And you got to figure out what that number is or where it's close to.